Here is a sad-looking, armor-plated lawnmower. You ask why? Because nothing is funner than shooting an engine while it's running. This particular mower, every single year, a little background, take out some sort of piece of equipment and I start it up and shoot it till it goes out. Friends and family have a great old time. It's always the funnest thing to shoot, whoever kills it. This one has actually lasted 3 seasons because in earlier years somebody almost right off the get-go shot off the top of the spark plug. I didn't have a spare spark plug, so we saved it. And I think another year it ricocheted and shot off the bottom of the gas tank and all the gas leaked out before it could die. So this year I decided, let's protect the vitals and make this last as long as possible. So we got some roughly 1/8" plate that blocks the ignition coil, 1/8" plate that blocks the spark plug, and then just some randomly strategically placed nuts and bolts out of the scrap bin. I tried to protect the valve train just a little bit and the connecting rod, because most of the time, most years, what goes is we end up shooting the connecting rod, and then you're left with a floppy piston. But it sounds pretty cool. But watch the following video and you're going to see how it ended up to this point, and we'll talk about a little bit after it later. Let's see this thing. Here we go. This is the bolt that did the blade. I can't even tell.
Where did it die?
Does it still turn? I think the blade's just stuck.
I'll bet you it is.
I bet you we can get this thing restarted. Because it's really fun when it actually hits, and you can see the blade comes up and smashes the dent out. And the first time it actually stalled out is because it had pushed this in so far that the blade actually just stopped. It was hitting this one, and I think this one back here, or this one, and I actually had to just turn it over, pound it back out, but then it started going again. But then you can see that it even hits the flywheel up on top. If I actually went in there and then went down under, and there's probably a bullet somewhere under there, but really didn't hit this much. You can see that it ricocheted off a couple of these little bolts that I staggered. This bolt came out a lot longer, or at least right to there, and it sheared off the end of that bolt and bent it in. You can see my tack weld held, so on both those, but it shot off the oil. You can actually see where it's actually shot off part of the crankshaft. The crankshaft coupler for the blade is actually busted right off. So with all that, why did she stop? Low compression, lack of oil, running way too long. I mean, she was probably running, you know, I shortened the clips of the video, but she probably ran 20 minutes, 15 minutes without oil. No oil at all, it all drained out. Now she only reads about 60 psi. When I add oil to the cylinder, before that's only like 40 or so. I did get it restarted with the drill. Really got it cranking. It did run for a second with a little bit of oil started in there, but now she's stiff as stiff. she does not want to turn. So she's officially seized herself. This is going to be an aluminum bore engine, so chances are what we did is on the aluminum bore they put like a Nicosil, like a hardened coating on the inside of the cylinder, because you can't run just straight aluminum. And at certain temps, so this probably just got hot enough that it just sheared that off, so it's just aluminum, well, steel piston rings rubbing right into aluminum, and it's just galled it all up, and now doesn't want to move. But it put up a good fight. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. That's it. Have fun. Well, I couldn't help myself. I had to rip the whole dang thing apart, see what happened, see what's what. You know, the piston is worn a little bit. It's getting some scratch marks in there, very light, but just can't hold that compression. The upper case, big old holes everywhere. You can see exit wounds over here. The bottom, there's holes through the bottom here and here. Flywheel, there's holes all over the place. But the plastic camshaft didn't get touched. That's actually still in really good condition, surprisingly. And same with the little plastic oil flinger. I would think those would get all chewed up since there's so much shrapnel. I mean, there's chunks of lead all over in there, along with just engine gear case pieces. But the crankshaft was starting to gall up on the rod. So those were locking up together. So it was only a matter of time before those seize together, and then the rod just snaps. One of the most notorious reasons why small engines fail is just they seize up right there. That flinger doesn't fling enough oil up in there. That just locks up right there, and they snap it right there. But oh yeah, that wasn't holding on by much anymore at all. Little crankshaft. You see, it was just barely on there. Bullet had completely disintegrated that little blade holder.